hacking his personal cell phone in a debacle that ended in the most expensive divorce in history. But what exactly happened between the Saudi royal family and the Amazon CEO? Today, we're exploring how Jeff Bezos' phone was hacked. On November 8, 2018, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos received an unexpected text message over WhatsApp from Saudi Arabian leader Mohammed bin Salman. The two had exchanged numbers several months prior, in April, at a small dinner in Los Angeles, but weren't in regular contact. In fact, according to most accounts, the two had a friendly rapport when they met earlier in 2018. But this mysterious WhatsApp message was the turning point in their whole relationship. The message in question contained a distinctly malicious malware intended to glean data from Bezos' phone. According to the experts' findings, the suspicious message contained a video file. Soon after the video was delivered, the device transferred hundreds of megabytes of data off the phone, apparently without Bezos' knowledge. If the forensic analysis is accurate, whoever was behind the attack stole more than 6 gigabytes of information this way over the next few months, UN investigators said in their statement. That is a large volume of data that could continue to have widespread consequences as the hacker releases more information. Bezos had previously received only a video file from the Crown Prince in May that reportedly extolled Saudi Arabia's economy. The November text had an attachment as well, an image of a woman who looked like Lauren Sanchez, with whom Bezos had been having an unreported affair. That message appears to have been a taunt. American Media Inc., publisher of the National Enquirer, would several months later make details of the affair public. But it's the initial contact, in May, that has set off another firestorm in the media. That video was likely loaded with malware, investigators now say. The Crown Prince's own account had been used to hack Bezos' phone. An analysis found that Bezos' phone was likely hacked using a notorious tool named Pegasus, created by the NSO Group, a secretive firm from Israel that bills itself as a leader in cyber warfare. What Pegasus actually does is relatively simple. Once your smartphone is infected with Pegasus, the tool provides full access to it, remotely and discreetly. That includes text messages, as well as your smartphone's camera and microphone. The spyware was created by an Israeli company, the NSO Group, and it's nothing new. Pegasus was first discovered in 2016 when a man in the United Arab Emirates named Ahmed Mansour was targeted with suspicious text messages. John Scott Railton, a senior researcher at the Citizen Lab at the University of Toronto's Munk School, told Business Insider in an interview last May. The company says it only sells its products to government agencies pursuing information from the devices of criminals and terrorists. Human rights activists, however, have said the software is used much more widely and to target attorneys, journalists, and dissidents who oppose various governments that have contracted with NSO Group. While reports suggest that the Bezos hack was a specific and targeted attack, security experts say that the crucial amount of sensitive data stored on today's smartphones means mobile devices will continue to be high-value targets for state-sponsored attackers and black market hackers alike. It also illustrates that anyone, even prominent CEOs with vast resources, can be vulnerable to cybersecurity threats. But what exactly was the motivation of the Saudi Crown Prince to besmirch the name of the world's richest man? The leading hypothesis is this: Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post outright. Famously, the Washington Post hosted a regular column by journalist and Saudi dissident Jamal Khashoggi. Because he was so critical of the Saudi royal family, high-ranking members of the Saudi government conspired to murder Khashoggi on October 2, 2018. Though it has not been proven that Mohammed bin Salman orchestrated the murder, his involvement has been heavily implied. And while several Saudis have been convicted for the murder, most people believe that they are merely scapegoats for bin Salman. If Khashoggi's murder was the first part of bin Salman's plan, then discrediting Bezos and the Washington Post was his second. Thus, he exchanged numbers with Bezos in order to send him the Pegasus file and sift through his darkest secrets. Ultimately, he struck gold when he discovered Bezos' extramarital affair. It is unclear whether the Saudi royal family sold this information directly to the National Enquirer, but regardless, the story went public in January 2019. This led to the most costly divorce in history. Mackenzie Bezos, Jeff's wife of 25 years, divorced him and earned a $38 billion settlement, equal to 4% of Amazon's shares. Following the settlement, Mackenzie Bezos, 49, an author, became the world's fourth richest woman and has already promised to give away at least half of her fortune. Mackenzie, who married Jeff in 1993, a year before he started Amazon from his garage in Seattle, has said she had a disproportionate amount of money to share and promised to work hard at giving it away until the safe is empty. She made the declaration in a letter to the Giving Pledge, the philanthropic initiative created by the investor Warren Buffett and Microsoft's principal founder Bill Gates to encourage the world's richest people to commit to giving away at least half of their wealth to charity. Despite handing over the vast sum, Jeff Bezos will still be the world's richest individual with a $118 billion fortune. He has not signed up to the Giving Pledge. He has given $2 billion, less than 2% of his wealth, to the Bezos Day One Fund to help address homelessness and improve education for children in low-income families. He has congratulated his former wife in a tweet linking to her Giving Pledge letter. "Mackenzie is going to be amazing and thoughtful and effective at philanthropy. I'm proud of her," he said. "Her letter is so beautiful. Go get him, Mackenzie." This information has only been revealed recently, and many individuals are still trying to verify the specifics, because they mostly hinge on a report that was funded by Bezos himself. However, the report is being corroborated by numerous non-partisan groups, including the UN, and so far, it appears that the information is valid. Saudi Arabia officially denied the accusations after the release of the UN report, but these events have been worrying to many people. If the richest man in the world can be hacked by a simple text message, what are the implications for the average citizens of the world? It takes a sophisticated actor and significant resources to pull off a hack like the one laid out in the report. Cybersecurity experts say, making it a waste to use intrusion tools on most ordinary people. Market prices for cell phone exploits can range from $50,000 to $150,000, said James Lewis, a senior vice president and cybersecurity expert at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. But powerful business executives and high-ranking government officials do have good reason to be worried, Lewis added. "If you're a zillionaire who owns a newspaper, yeah, they're going to go after you," said Lewis. "If you're a human rights activist, if you're a politician, if you're a senior official, you're a good target. However, there are still a few best practices you can use to keep your data safe. First, don't jailbreak your phone or download information from unknown app producers. Many people jailbreak or alter their phones so they can install apps from outside the mainstream app stores. Apps that look like games or promise to let you watch a big Hollywood blockbuster before it's officially released. But that dramatically increases your risk of installing malicious apps," says Tim Erlin, a cybersecurity expert at Tripwire. Next, be sure to keep current with security and software updates. Hackers and the phone manufacturers are in an ongoing race. The hackers find vulnerabilities, and then fixes are included in the software updates for your phone. Social media and messaging companies are in this race against the hackers too. Facebook, which owns WhatsApp, warned about and fixed a video file vulnerability last year, but it's unclear whether it was the same one that allowed Bezos' iPhone to be hacked in 2018. Where you play a role in all this is by installing the latest updates to your phone and the apps installed on it. Keeping your phone updated is an important step in keeping it secure as well, Erlin says. It's important to install those updates when they're available. The other best practices are relatively logical. Be careful when opening attachments and files from sources that you do not trust, and never access sensitive information when you're connected to public Wi-Fi. Experts say that if you're running a relatively new phone with the most updated operating system, you don't have to worry that much about whether plugging into public charging stations or connecting to a public Wi-Fi network is going to let hackers break into your phone. There's still always a chance that somebody could look at the traffic going over the network. You should worry about that. But really, hacking into your phone is getting much, much harder. As this unbelievable saga continues to unfold, the average citizen can take comfort in the fact that they are probably not a major target.